this holy place, the Church gives thanks to the Most Holy Trinity for the feminine genius. That's a free translation. For the feminine genius, for every woman, and for their eternal dignity, and for the marvels which God, throughout history, has accomplished through women. Latin has a different order and way of expressing things, so I just translated that freely to give you the sense of the statement honoring women here in Magdala. Some concrete names. Mary Magdalene, her two friends, Susanna and Johanna, the wife of Chusa, who was the administrator of Herod Antipas. And in this connection, the third column over there says many others. And here we have Mary of Cleophas, and here we have a mother-in-law of Simon Peter, and here we have Salome, the mother of the sons of Zebedee. And here we have two sisters, Martha and Mary, whose brother was Lazarus. And we have one column with no name, and that's for you, for every woman. For my mother, my sisters, my grandmothers, my nieces, my sister-in-law. So it's interesting, we have a couple of friends here, a woman standing in an extraordinary position, the first witness to the risen Lord, a woman of great fidelity and gratitude and service, humble service, many others. A wife, Mary of Cleophas, a mother-in-law. So it's interesting that the set here includes so many various roles mothers fulfill, women fulfill. We started in here today. It's very cloudy out there. We'll go out in a moment. But just to celebrate Women's Day, the women's encounter we normally have is going to be at the end of the month this year. This is, I think, the 9th conference. Maybe some of the participants already have the flyers and they can post them here in the conversation. Or just go to the website magdala.org and you can see the information about the women's encounter coming up. And today we're especially aware of the flowering of women in our world, in our society, the gift women are, and also aware of the struggles and difficulties that women face in our world today, in different societies, in different places. And because we're here in Magdala, from which Mary of Magdala is understood to be named, to be identified. There's so many Marys you have to have. Is it Mary the bus driver, or Mary the professor, or Mary the minister in the government, or Mary the second cousin, or Mary our aunt? So we have to, Mary of Magdala has part of her identification as Mary of Magdala, to distinguish her from Mary, the mother of Jesus, Mary, the sister of Lazarus, and so forth. So here we have this presentation done by the Mexican sculptor Ferre, a gift he made to us, of this beautiful set. And Mary Magdalene has a basket of bread, and she has one broken and passing on this piece to Jesus, who's in all his meekness and goodness, he's accepting that from her. He's accepting her support. These are life-size bronze wonderful works. And then we have another one by the same artist here, which he also gifted to us. A very unique rendering of Jesus' mother, Mary. And this image of Mary is a pregnant Mary, very advanced pregnancy. This should belong in Bethlehem or in Nazareth, but the artist wanted it as a gift to Magdala. And we remember that in the Gospels and a couple of times in the public life, we are told that a woman cried out in the crowd, "Blessed the womb that bore you and the breast that nursed you." In a way already fulfilling the line of the Magnificat, "All generations will call me blessed because the Almighty has done great things in me." And that's in a way also what's contained in that line, honouring women inside under the dome of Duc in Altum. For the Lord has done great things through women. It's interesting to see Israeli couples who don't share our Christian faith, and they're expecting babies that come here and take a beautiful picture. Women who are ready to give birth are very happy to come, and when they're here they see this image, they feel a great affinity and an inspiration, a serenity. I like how this fits so well here, even though this is just a temporary location. We're still considering exactly where it will be fully definitively placed, but if you notice the cloak covering her outer cloak is light coloured, and it's matching up the darker stone colour in the apse of the chapel of Jairus and his daughter, and the darker colours of her clothing are placed in front of the white stone. So this was a happy location for this image. Artists have great gifts to intuit things and to bring things together, to bring out relationships of things that maybe others don't see so easily. And so here we have also something very special in her outer garb. Ferré brought in the weave of the Shroud of Turin. And just like the Nativity Gospels, the threads of the Passion story are present in the narrative of the Nativity stories. Ferré. People are generous, and he gave us a beautiful gift there. 3 beautiful gifts, and those 3 works of art to recall the stories of salvation history. Just like, oh, there we have a nice sky now, finally. The cloud is breaking and the sun is coming through. But I want to tell you about another lady in here, a couple of ladies that had a lot of pain. And we have the widow of 9. And we also have the woman at the well, Jacob's well, a woman that also had a lot of pain, a lot of disarray in her life. Obviously a lot of abuse and suffering, a lot of craziness. And then we have the marriage feast of Cana. And here we have Nazareth represented. God made us male and female and called us to form family and have children. And up here in Tyneside, we have that woman who had terrible trouble with her daughter. And Jesus did that miracle. She showed great faith. He tested her faith, and he said, never have I seen such faith in Israel. And he was from here. You see, we can see Svat up there, the town here in northern Israel, the mountains. And then all those mountains continue going westward. We can't see it with the building now, out to the coast of the Mediterranean and up the Lebanese coast where Tyre and Sidon is. And the next line of the gospel says Jesus went to the Decapolis, which is way over here. Decapolis. And the Decapolis starts here just right across the lake at Hippos, but it goes down south as far as Philadelphia, which is the name for the location today of Amman, the capital of Jordan. So it's interesting that in one sweep of the evangelist's pen, Jesus' route is sketched from on the Lebanese, present-day Lebanese coast to somewhere between here and the middle of Jordan. We can actually see Jordan from here, but then it's a long way down to Amman, which will be the most southerly part. Bet Shean was the capital of the Decapolis, which is a political constellation of 10 cities under the Greek administration. So we're talking about the times after Alexander the Great. It's a glorious sky this morning on this Women's Day. Now we can see those mountains of Lebanon going, stretching back up there in the distance, continuing to stretch over and over and a long way more. You can still see another one emerging there to the far left in the distance. Another one again. And that's still not all the way over by any means. And that's quite the walk because we have hippos here in right across the lake, although it's too dark now the way the colors are, the light intensity. Good morning. Buenos dias. Where are you from? Mexico? Mexico, lindo y querido. And the gospel message today and the first reading from Jeremiah both are dramatic turns in their respective stories where there is great violence threatened against the prophet Jeremiah and against Jesus. The conniving, the treachery, and the resistance to prophetic message. It's often a phenomenon among every society, every community in our own hearts to turn away from a message of salvation and goodness, to embrace violence, and at the same time that these prophets go forward, other people are cultivating their ambitions, and it's particularly hard in the case of Jesus that his disciples are arguing about who has the first place, who is going to be the most important, and he's heading to Calvary. We read these texts today in the middle of Lent, and we see that in the next month we're in a completely full moon period. So we're 1 month away from Holy Week, and that's where we're headed, to Holy Week. So I just thought I'd come up here because of all the flowers. This is a virtual bouquet for all the women today. And they're all these big dominant colours, but then there's these little precious little ones here. Also a beautiful colour, pink. So people, God bless you. See you later, alligators. Happy Women's Day. Thank you for all the support, all the prayers, all the kindness and service, all the love, all the generosity. See you later, alligators. Have a wonderful Women's Day today.